Jeremiah 10:1-10 speaks on not being deceived by men who put up trees with nails and pins, decorating a phallus hanging with Xmas balls and dripping with tinsel. Womb wreaths sitting on walls while you deck the halls with Nimrod's remains. A great hunter before the Most High mentioned of building temples that babbled but had difficulty touching the sky. His mother wife convinced him he went into the heavens after he died and encouraged presents for the sun god sent from the fat guy. You know, in the cola-colored suit, Santa Claus, a character controlled from the minds of Druids who executed human sacrifices and prayed to the moon. This character clearly protrudes from wizardry. He wears a pointy hat, rides horned beasts that fly, and he magically appears in and out of houses at night. And this doesn't scare you? And they track his travels on the news. How far are we willing to go to cover up the truth? Tell the children the truth. We perceive red as danger, yet we look forward to this invading stranger as he does a disappearing act with your Messiah. Jolly old Saint Nick might as well be nailed to your crucifix, and this would make sense to anger you on JC's so-called B-Day. However, why do you celebrate? There is nowhere in the Bible where it indicates this day being the day of his birth. Yet we decide we might as well spend some time, pump up our pride, and put in the work. Even if birthdays are only mentioned 3 times and in each celebration someone died, yet we still take part in this witch ritual where they would gather and speak to the stars. Bake cakes for goddess queens, candles were blown out to unlock dreams, and a person was surrounded by family who protected them from the unseen. Sound familiar? This celebration took place to give thanks to the sky luminaries, and the world gives thanks to JC on December 25th. The same date the Catholics had a Christ Mass, or Mass of the Dead, where new initiates were baptized in blood under a bull being hacked to death. And some documents prove the Messiah being born in the fall. You know, the season right before they gather and drop the ball, literally, and cry out, Happy New Year! But have you ever noticed everything here is still dead? Till spring appears, and a Passover proceeds in remembrance of the Hebrews escaping as blossoms bloom and the birthing of a new scene occurs. In Shemot, it quotes, "This month is the beginning of months. It is the first of the year." But around this time you shop for your Sunday best, unknowingly bringing in the fertility elements, eggs, rabbits, and decorated baskets, and no one ever questions these things, as the Assyrians, Phoenicians, and Philistines were all involved in the rites of spring, where pagans believed the sun impregnated the queen, aka Mother Earth, and 9 months later these gods gave birth to Ishtar, known today as Easter, the goddess of spring. Every April a feast was celebrated in her honor, and it originated from Christianity. This festival transitioned to the resurrection of Christ because most think it's for the Messiah who rose after he died, yet you still call it Easter, and no one wonders why. Mother of harlots, mirroring Lady Justice, sporting a 7-horn headpiece reaching like sun rays, flickering like candles carved out of children slain, and their flesh used for wax. The victim was hidden inside those bright lanterns of Jack. Originally called the Feast of the Dead, another holiday knocked over our heads. It was observed May 13th, but the Pope moved it to November 1st, when it was thought that time stood still and the dead walked the earth. It began the evening before called All Hallows Eve, where people would leave food on stoops for ghosts in hopes that harm wouldn't come into their households. Prisoners were burned in cages or hung from trees, and all this in honor of the sun known as Odin or Woden. This great light was perceived as mighty important. Seemingly that's the way Constantine would worship the sun and change the Sabbath day. And some may say, our intent has changed. We don't worship the same. Elohim says, break their altars, burn their mighty ones, and destroy their name.